Recording in progress. Okay, I've just started the recording just so that you may need it. Okay, so Gartner's Magic Quadrant, this is what I'm looking at, and you can see that Microsoft Power BI is the leader in the market right now. Okay, so this is one of the most in-demand tool. This is one of the most powerful tool in the market right now, followed by Tableau. Tableau has been acquired by Salesforce just recently. Okay, and that's what is the second best tool in the market right now, followed by Click. Click is again a very nice tool, but there is not much demand in the market for Click. And then people like Google, Oracle, ThoughtSpot, all of them are coming up. We had a very few players as leaders in the last year, but today, this year's BI space, you have a lot of other competitors coming in as leaders. So that's a very competitive space, but you can clearly see that we are far, far ahead with Power BI, and this is how Microsoft has changed the game. Microsoft is just like 8 years old, and you are able to see that it is powerful tool, and it has just picked up the BI space like a storm, and that's where we stand right now. Okay, so if you're learning Power BI, if you're going to learn Power BI, you are just learning one of the most powerful tools right now on the planet. Okay, all right, so let's move on. Let's go ahead and talk about the course features, the unique features about this course. Now, this course has been aligned with industry standards. So if you were to take this course in Raj Cloud Technologies, okay, you should be able to go ahead and complete the course, the Power BI course that is available from Microsoft, and you should be able to go ahead and do that as well. Okay, so that's what we have, and this is aligned with the real world projects. You'll be learning 4 projects here. We'll be doing 4 different projects, and they are all aligned with real world projects. And we are covering things from basic to advanced. Okay, that's what we are doing. We are covering the course from basic to advanced. So you'll get into a lot of different details. So first of all, what we do is we go and connect to the different data sources, and then we'll start working on the transformation techniques. And then we'll talk about the data modeling. We will go and learn DAX in depth. Okay, so as many functions and formulas that we can cover, we'll go and do that. I have reserved around 6 to 9 hours of DAX session. So that's what we will do. And then we will also talk about a few, different interactive dashboards, real-time connectivity, and so on and so forth. So there are other security aspects from which you'll have to go and work on as well. So we are covering everything else on the server side of things. So a lot of things from a developer's perspective is going to be given to you. And like I mentioned, if you just get this course, if you are enrolling for this course, you are already clearing the Microsoft certification, half of that. And, that's pretty much something that you can take up after a few months of working with Power BI. And we will be full-fledged working on these different things. And then you can probably pick up your certification course from Microsoft as well. Okay, that's something that I wanted to go ahead and convey. And like I said, what are you going to learn here? You'll be learning something on Oracle SQL. So you'll be provided, these are some prerequisites that you should have, but it is not mandatory to go ahead and have SQL knowledge. But yes, we are sharing this information with you. So Oracle SQL, you'll be learning that, and and then we'll get into the Power BI tool itself. So we will be talking a lot about Power BI. For example, the Power BI architecture, how is it all set up? Like I said, data connectivity, transformation, data modeling, and DAX proficiency. That's what I talked about. And then we'll jump right into the visualization phase and then build our reports and dashboards. And then on the server side of things, we'll just go ahead and start implementing the security and governance. And we'll understand how to share and collaborate with your users. All of that is coming up. And then utilizing Power BI service features, we'll talk about how to go work on Power BI service. It's more of a cloud-based offering from Microsoft, and we'll just go and understand how to work with that. And finally, like I said, we'll work on 4 major projects in this particular course, and that's what is coming up. Okay. So yeah, these are the important things that I wanted to go ahead and cover. And let's just go talk about something here. And anyone, can someone define what's a business intelligence for me? Anyone? You can put that on the chat, or you can feel free to unmute and talk to me if you want to do that. Just let me know. What is business intelligence? Because we are talking about Power BI and there is BI in it. So what is business intelligence? What do you think is business intelligence? I'm just looking at the chat window here. Let's see. Anyone? Do you wish to go and tell what is business intelligence? Let me know. All right. So yeah, let me just go ahead and give you this definition here. Okay. So business intelligence is nothing but the process of transforming your data, transforming your raw data into actionable insights, you know, and you do this through data analysis, visualizations, and reporting. So you just do that and you share that with your business users to make informed decisions. Okay. So that's the whole essence of business intelligence. So what you're doing is, I would like to go ahead and divide this into two phases here. Look at that. Okay, so it's all about from data sources to visualization. That's our first phase. And the second phase is going to be, the business intelligence phase. So we have that. So you are going to just connect your data, start visualizing and bring out those insights from your data set. And then we will go ahead and share that with our business users. And then they will start taking informed decisions. Okay. So this is kind of, like I said, two-way process or two-step process. It does not just happen with you creating the reports and keeping it with yourself. No, you have to share that with your end users and then they will start making decisions out of it. And it should help them in decision making. That's the whole objective of business intelligence. So that's what I want you to understand. So yeah, that's what we have. Okay. All right. I'll just take a moment here. Just give me 1 second. I'll take a moment here and I'll introduce you to a few things here and then we will go on with our demo on the Power BI itself. Okay. All right. Just give me 1 second. All right. So if you just visit our website, if you go and visit rajinformatica.com, this is our website, and you'll be able to see that we offer a lot of courses here. And one of the courses that we are going through and we are talking about Power BI. Okay. So there is a Power BI course and we are launching this course next Friday, which is from 11th of October. And you will have, the course going on for, I would say 40 to 45 hours of training. That's what you have. You have all the details here. You can go through this particular link. I'm just going to put this in the chat window. Just go and look into this particular detail. And, you can enroll after you go through this. If you have any inquiries, you can go and call this number and inquire. And then finally, if you're okay, you can just start inquiring and then enrolling for this particular course. Okay. So this is going to be a fresh new batch that we are starting, and we are starting this from 11th of October. Okay. So that's what we have. You can go through this particular link and then understand how this is all set up. Now we also have a YouTube channel for Raj Informatica, and what we do here is we go and provide, and upload a lot of questions, answers, and also help content for you. And we also provide a lot of details on the technologies and courses that we offer. So just go and enroll or register or subscribe to this particular channel as well. And then you can go and get our updates here in this channel as well. Okay. So yeah, just try doing that. But the crux of this information is all here. And we'll go through some details and you'll understand how this is all set up. So we'll just go and talk about it. But you have all the course curriculum and other details that you want here in this particular page here. Okay. All right, let me just move on to the demo. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect to a simple sample data set here. And we will go through, working with Power BI. And I'll tell you how to work with Power BI. I'll just introduce you to the tool itself. We'll just go connect to a sample data set. And I'll tell you how to work with Power BI. It's going to be a simple, interface. And it is also going to be a very simple tool to work with. So let me just go do that. and we'll take up, and I'll open the session for Q&A in some time. Okay. All right. So what you can do is you can just search for Power BI, and we will talk about installing the software in our session, okay, during our course, but not now. So you can just go ahead and open Power BI desktop. It's a desktop based application that you get. This is free for lifetime. So you can just go ahead and download and install the software. It's free for lifetime. The only thing is when you go and build a report, and if you want to share it with someone, that's where the costing and the subscription part comes in. You don't have to pay anything until and unless you're developing that and keeping it within your local environment. Okay. So yeah, desktop version is completely free. Unlike any other software, this is free for lifetime. You can just connect, work with this. And this is a full-fledged tool that you're getting. You're not getting a trial version, or you're not getting a limited edition thing here. No, it's more like, a full-fledged version that you get, and you get to use this for its fullest ability. Okay. Now, Power BI desktop is going to look something like this when you open it. All right. And what you want to do is you want to go ahead and get started with a report. Okay. And everything and anything that you have inside this desktop environment is going to be called as a report. It is called as a report, and that's how this is all set up. Okay. So let me just go click on blank report, and we'll just jump right into the tool, and I'll just show you the interface here. We'll just go through this in a while. I'll load some data, and I'll show you how you can go and build the report easily. Okay. So let me just go ahead and give you a tour of this data set, or this environment here. Now, what we will do is we'll connect to a sample data in Excel, and you will pretty much use this icon. You say, hey, let's go ahead and get to our data. And then Power BI is going to list all the different data sources that it has. And you can see that it connects to a variety of different data sources. It goes and kind of, connects to a whole bunch of file systems, databases, Power Platforms. These are very much, Microsoft's Power Platforms, and Azure-based data sets, and so on and so forth. So you have a long list of, data sources which Power BI can connect to and bring the data from that data source into Power BI. Okay, so it has huge amount of or huge list of data sources here. But we would like to go and connect to an Excel file, and I'll show you how this Excel file looks like, so you'll have an understanding of this. So we will go and connect to a sample data set. This is available as sample superstore. If you just search for this in the internet, you'll get that. Okay. So this is our sample superstores data set. And this is pretty much the, sales data that we have. Let me just format it so that you can look at it much better. So if you just go through this, so this is our data set, and this is like the sales data set that we have. And we'll talk more about this in our class, in our session. But I'm just going to quickly connect to this data set. Okay, so a few metrics that we are concerned about is sales, quantity, discount, and profit. So all of these are the different metrics, and you have a lot of other dimensions with which you may want to slice and dice your data. So it's like shipping mode, customer name, country, city, state, postal code, a lot of different details. And this store sells a few different products. So we'll just go and understand how this is all set up. Okay. Now, this also has other sheets like the return sheet. This is what you have. And this is also having a sheet called as region and person, or this is called as a people sheet, where we are just looking at the persons managing the different region. Okay. So there is a sample data given to us, and we should be able to go and load this information and then work with this information. Okay. So let me show you how to go ahead and connect to this data set that's lying in my downloads folder. I'll just say that I want to connect to an Excel workbook, and I'll just go through that route. Okay. If your data lies in a SQL Server database, if it lies in an Oracle database or Access database, you may want to go through those different, routes and get your data. But for me, it's an Excel workbook. We'll just connect to that, and we'll go and bring that data into Power BI. Okay. So I'll just click on that, and I'll just say connect. And you can see that I go to my downloads folder. I have my sample superstores data here. Okay. So let's connect to that. I'll just say open. And we just looked at these different sheets here, right? Orders, people, and returns. We just looked at that. And what I'll do is I'll just check the box, the first one, order sheet alone. And I want you to take a look at this section here. I want you to look at the preview that you're getting and understand whether the information that is presented in front of you, is it good enough to go and load it into Power BI or not? Okay. I want you to take a moment, take a pause, understand whether the details that you see on the preview here, this is our order sheet, scan through this information very quickly and understand if things are all looking good. For example, is your order date looking like an order date or not? Yes. Does your shipping mode talk about those shipping modes or not? Just go ahead and quickly review this data and then you can proceed further, because a lot of times what happens is you'll find your errors, you'll find those discrepancies, and all of that shown in your preview. And if you're not very much clear about how this is all set up and how things are all coming up, if you take the data just like that into Power BI, you may not be able to work with that. Okay. So just look at this orders table, just click on that. You'll get a preview for this orders table. And, you can just go ahead and kind of look at this information. And all of these are pretty much very good data that you have. Okay. Now I'll show you how the discrepancies can come up. Let's go to the people table here for that matter. I'll just click on people table and look at this information that you're getting here. Okay. The column names are not proper. The first row that you have here should have been the column name, but Power BI has not treated it properly. Yes. So what should you do? Should you go and load the data? Should you go and, do something else? So this is where you'll have to take a pause. You'll have to understand whether you want to load this data just like that into Power BI or not. No, that's not the case here. We want to fix our columns. Yes. So what we will do is we'll go through something called as transform data. And that's what, I have it in my PPT and slides. I don't want to go into that detail. We'll go through those details in depth in our session, but just understand that there can be some discrepancies as well. You may want to look at the preview that you get and then decide whether you want to load this information just like that into Power BI, or you want to fix these discrepancies and then load it. Okay. So these are definitely some ways in which you can look at your information that is coming in, take a pause, take a moment, understand whether they are nice and neat and the preview looks good or not. If it is not good, then you may want to do something else and you may want to do a few different things here. Okay. All right. Just give me a minute. Just give me 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. Yes. Someone was drawing on my screen. Okay, fine. So let's go ahead and check this box. Now, the problem here is the order sheet was nice and neat. You saw the headers were all good. The data below that is all good. No errors in this particular sheet. So I think it's all good to go ahead and load it. Okay, so what you could have done is you could have gone ahead and loaded this particular data and that should have come and sat here. Okay, you should have got your orders table here, right? That's what could have been happening if you're just trying to load orders table. But if you look at the people table, it's not something that I can load directly. So I need to first of all fix this issue and then go ahead and load it into Power BI. Okay. So that's something that you want to understand. So what I'll do is I'll not load it. We want to go ahead and transform the data. And we'll talk more about this in detail in our course, but let's just go ahead and transform the data because our data is not looking good. So we want to go ahead and fix that issue, the discrepancy that we are seeing, and then we will go ahead and load the data. So first you want to transform the data and then you would like to go ahead and load the data. Otherwise, you would have gone with just load part. That is just fine. But for this case, this is not proper. Okay. If you look at the returns table as well, the issue is exactly the same. This should have been the column name, but it is not the case. But I'm not worried about loading returns for now. Let's go ahead and fix people table alone, and then we will go into that. Okay. So I'll just first of all transform the data. Now what this is going to do, and if you have extensively used Excel to a greater extent, I would say these information or this window should be familiar to you, but otherwise that's fine. We are going into a Power Query editor, and then you see that our people table has that issue, right? Now Power Query editor is a separate window. Look at that. This is where we are currently. This is a separate window. So what we are trying to do is we were trying to go ahead and extract the data, right? So we were trying to extract the data. And for any transformation, any changes to your data set, you will be inside this window. And, we will go ahead and load the data into Power BI here. Okay. So what we are trying to go do is we are trying to go follow a process called as ETL. This is something that you go through whenever you work with data. Okay. So ETL stands for extraction, transformation, and loading of your data. So you go through this process whenever you work with data. All right. So we are inside a different environment here just to go and fix that particular header issue. Once that is fixed, we want to load the data into Power BI. Okay. So let's see how to do this. So if I'm just going full screen on this one, look at what's happening here. So I click on this option on top. Okay. There is something called as use first row as headers. And you will go ahead and take this first row to the headers. And that's the transformation that we want to go ahead and apply. Okay. So apply that transformation and we will fix our headers and we'll go back. Okay. Now you'll see the same option in different places. And one other place where you'll see the same option is in this icon. Okay. So there is an icon in the intersection of rows and columns. So click on that. It presents you with bunch of options. If I click on this, it presents you with bunch of options, but the second option here is going to tell you that use first row as header. So no matter if you're using this option or this option here, it's going to go do the same thing. Okay. So I'll just click on this. I'll say use first row as headers. I'll click on that and look at that. It has promoted my first row to the headers. And that's how simple it is to go ahead and use and work with Power BI. Okay. So once you have just gone ahead and fixed those discrepancies, the orders table should look good. It's already looking good, but the people tables issue is now fixed. Let's go ahead and close and apply, and that should go ahead and load all of that data into Power BI. Okay. So you're just closing that window, you're applying the changes, and you're coming out of that window in the Power Query Editor window, and you're loading everything into Power BI. Okay. I'm just kind of rushing things here, so don't mind. I'm just kind of rushing things, but we'll go ahead and look at this in a lot more detail and depth when we go ahead and do this. Okay, so that's what we have. And if you look at this, this is our orders table that got loaded. This is our people table that got loaded here. And what you can do next is, I mean, there are a lot of other things that you can look up, but I'll just go ahead and create a few visuals very quickly here. So let's say I want to create a bar chart. So you can see that I can go ahead and add a bar chart. There is a small visual here that says stacked bar chart. And what you want to do is you want to probably go ahead and have, a bar chart added. Let's just do a state-wise sales. And I'm just checking those boxes, state and sales. And you can see that I already get a bar chart with the different states and the sales that we are getting from those states. Okay. So let me just make it simple so that we will go and understand a few things here. Let's just do a region wise sales. So we have different region and we have different sales coming in. Okay. If you want to enable and understand what is the sales value against each of these, region, then you can hover onto it. But hovering onto this particular information may not be suitable for all the users. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and show the labels for these things right next to these bars, right? So what you can do is go to this icon, and this icon, associates itself with all the formatting options that you want to do with your charts. Let's say you want to format your title, you want to format your x-axis, y-axis, whatever that is. You can go ahead and pretty much do that. And any formatting options, for example, the color changes and everything that you want to go do is available in this particular icon here. Okay. For example, I'm just going to click on that icon and just let's just do this. Just enable the label against these bars. So what you do is you go find a section called as data labels. I turn that on and that gets enabled here. Now you feel that the option or the value that I'm getting in millions is not something that you want. You want to change this particular way things are getting displayed. I'll just go to the data labels here and I'll just go into the value section because I'm looking at the value. I want to change the value. And let's just go do the values in, can see that there is this display units. Just change that to thousands. Okay. I changed that to thousands and that looks much better. These are all good looking values in thousands. And that's what we have. Okay. Let's say you want to go ahead and change a few things. For example, the color of the bar is not something that you want like this. You want to change that, right? So what are we talking about? We want to change the colors of the bars, right? So let's go into a section called as bars. And what you'll do is you'll be able to go ahead and click on this and then add this darker color for you to go and do this. Okay. All right. Just give me 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry. I think I was on mute by mistake. All right. So yeah. So I was just telling you that, um, you will be able to go ahead and create these charts pretty much easily. And let me just give you a kind of a glimpse of how this is all working. So let me just show you this. Okay. So the way I created this chart was just by checking these boxes, right? So I just clicked on region and sales here, and that gave me a chart. That's so simple. All right. Let's take it one level up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go have these regions, different regions colored in different colors. Let's say you want different colors for different region. Okay, that's what you're looking for. How to do that? Let's go and take the region, and what I'll do is I'll put it into the legend, and what's happening, why you want to do this, we'll learn that sometime later. But just drag and drop that into the legends, and you take region, put it into the legends, and you'll get different regions in different color. So it's all about drag and drop report builder. That's what I'm calling this as. And that's what this is all about. You don't have to write even a single line of code. Yes, there is something called as, DAX documentation or DAX formulas that you'll go and work on. It's just a simple formula. Okay. If you have written a simple formula like this in Excel, I'm sorry for that. Okay. So let's say, for example, I'll go here and you're looking at this product name here, right? So this is what you're looking at. And what I would like to go and say is, let's say you want to extract like a few characters from this product name. All right. So let's say you want to have the first 15 characters extracted from this particular product name. I'm just doing this in Excel, but let's just do a left off. Okay. Let's say 15 characters from the left hand side. So I'm just going to use a function called as left. Left is going to extract the information from the left hand side, and you have to specify how many characters. I'll just go ahead and say 15 characters there, and that should give me the details that way. Okay. So I'm just going to say, what is my text? Text is this one. And from there, I want to extract the 15 characters. So this is a simple formula that you write in Excel in order to extract a few characters from the product name. Can you see that? Yes, this is our product name column. All right. And from this column, we have extracted this one. I'll just drag and drop this. Have a look. So you have gone ahead and extracted a first few columns, first few values from that particular product name. Okay. That's how easy it is to go and work on certain formulas in Excel. And what you can do is you can do the same thing inside Power BI. So there is a formula language that you go and write. And in order to do that, let me go to this data view. This is our data view. I'll go and click on new column, and we'll use the exact same formula. Okay, that's what is called as DAX. And we are writing a DAX expression. Okay, so I'm going to call this column as, first few characters from product name, something like that. Okay, that's the column name, and that's what you'll see in this particular section here. And then we'll just go ahead and use the same function, left function, and that's going to allow us to go ahead and use text and the number of characters, just like how we did it in Excel. So the text here is nothing but the column that we are going to refer to. So we will be referring to our product name column, put a comma, and then we'll just do a 15 characters from there, close the bracket, hit enter. And what happens is we have just built a formula, DAX formula, and we have derived 15 characters out of our product name column. Okay, that's what we have done. Okay, so you can see that for every single row, we have extracted the 15 characters from the left of the or the start of the text string, and this is what is happening. Yes, so that's how you write a formula in Power BI, and this is called as DAX. There are a lot of different ways of writing DAX formulas. We'll go ahead and talk about it as well in our session, and that's what is going to be coming up in the main, course that I'm going to teach you. All right. Okay. So that's what is the idea here, and we will be just connecting to our data set. We'll be loading that into Power BI. We'll be working with this data. Remember, the data is never going to be clean. So you'll be doing a lot of transformation, a lot of cleansing activities. And that's what you do mainly in this transformation window. The Power Query Editor will do a lot of things in this particular section. For example, let me give you something. Let's say, for example, you want to split this column into, a few different values, and you want to have it broken down by that particular hyphen that you see. So you want to split this column at that hyphen, and let's go ahead and do that. So if you want to go do that, go to the split column option. It's all the UI based working. You don't have to really go ahead and do any coding part here, except for the formula that I showed you a few places. You'll derive things using formulas. We'll learn that as well. And we'll dedicate a lot of time in working with that formula so that you're comfortable. I'm going to set the base for you and you'll be able to go write any calculation, any formula yourself. Okay. Yes, but this one is going to be just a UI based approach. So we want to go and split things on that hyphen. Let's go and do that by a delimiter. The hyphen that you see there is going to be called as a delimiter. And look at Power BI. Power BI has already gone ahead and kind of understood what I'm trying to do here. So it wants me to go and split that using a hyphen. That's what it has understood because we have a delimiter in our details there, and that's going to help us to split the column that way. Okay. So yes, we want to go and split it. And how do you want to split it? Is it going to be on the leftmost delimiter, which means this one? Okay, the leftmost delimiter. Or is it going to be on the rightmost delimiter, which is going to be this one? You may want to go and do that. Or each occurrences of the delimiter. Everywhere, wherever you see that hyphen, is that where you want to split the data? Let's go with that option. And all you have to do is just select those inputs and then say, okay. And Power BI is going to split the values in that hyphen. You had those hyphens there. It just went ahead and split the data in that. And you're able to see that we are getting 3 columns now being split into those 2 different delimiters. And that's how things are working. Okay. So you do such transformations and you do go ahead and, close and apply, load that into Power BI, and you work with that data. Okay. That's how you work with Power BI. There is a lot of different things that you do, but remember, this is a simple drag and drop report builder, and you should be able to go ahead and work with this easily. Okay. All right. I'll just open up the forum for question and answers. So you can post your questions on the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and talk to me. I'll take up the questions, whatever you have. If you have any clarifications or anything that you want to ask, please do ask. Okay. Yeah. So yes, the forum is open for Q&A. Let's go ahead and, clarify anything that you have. Anyone, any questions? You can feel free to unmute yourself and talk to me or put the question in the chat box. I'll take it up. Okay. How we know that we need to split the combined transformation? We will get the requirements, what we need to do. Based on that, we will have to do. Yes. So what we'll do is, see, first of all, you will have the data. Okay. You will first of all go ahead and look at your data. You will see what form it is in, and you'll also look at the requirements. Okay. So there are 2 ways in which I would approach this. Look at the requirements, look at the data. If the data is coming neat and clean and the way you want to go ahead and, kind of showcase in your reports, then that's fine. You don't have to do all of this, splitting of columns and all of that. But if the data is like in a single column and the requirement is to go ahead and get that as a separate columns, and you want to showcase that in your visualization as separate values, then yes, you may want to go ahead and do that. So it all depends on how the requirement is, how the data is, and how you want to approach this information, and then get to those, details. And you may want to go proceed with that way. Okay. So yes, it's pretty much on the requirement plus the data, the way you have that coming in. All right. Okay. Any questions? You can unmute yourself and talk to me. Okay. Feel free to do that. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Yes, please. Yeah, Madhu, I see your hand raise. You can try unmuting from yourself. Can you do that? And you can talk to me. Okay. Feel free to unmute yourself and talk to me, guys. You don't have to be hesitant. It's okay. Otherwise, put things in the chat. I'm looking at the chat window and I'll take the question from there. Yeah. Any questions, anyone? Okay. I see a question here. Just give me a minute. Can we get calls with 2+ years of experience? Yes, there are a lot of opportunities and a lot of openings. If you have even 1.5 years or 2 years of experience, yes, this is pretty much uh, a place where you can get calls and you can appear for those interviews and you can clear it. Okay. Now, even for freshers, there is a huge demand, I would say that. And for anyone experienced, that's what people are looking for, right? So they need to go and get a candidate who has already worked on Power BI. They don't want to go and train people on Power BI and then wait for that, 6 odd months before they can get started with Power BI. So they are looking for someone experienced. So yes, if you have anything more than 1 year of experience, you should be able to, get into those interviews. You are getting a lot of calls. You just have to go and look for the right ways. So what we will do in this course is, after we have completed our course, all right, we will tell you and we'll guide you how to look for the jobs. Okay. And we have a very specific rule here. We are not going to guarantee the jobs, but we'll definitely push you in the direction in which you will certainly get a job. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. So I'll tell you the tips and tricks, how to go and use LinkedIn, how to go and use other forums to go and get the job. I'll definitely go and help you out with that. There is our team helping a lot of people doing that. And I'll personally go and tell you how to look for the jobs in LinkedIn. And that should be really easy. You will be directly mailing the recruiter. You'll just share the resume with them and you'll just get hired based on that. That's what I'm guaranteeing you. So yes, all of that is coming up, in the course and at the end of the course. All right, we have a question here. If we create one report and no need to create same thing again, right? I mean, the first time work, I want to know how the work will be in Power BI. Okay. So if you want to understand how a life of a Power BI developer is on a day-to-day basis, let's say, for example, you create a report and I'm going to open a report for you. Let me just show you a report here. Okay. So let me open a report for you and, you know, I'll show you how this works. Just give me a minute. Let me let that particular file open. Okay. So see, this is what we did in our one of our classes, and this is one of the sample reports that I wanted to go ahead and show you here. Okay. I don't know what this is. Okay. Someone, please don't write on my screen. Please don't annotate on my screen, please. Yeah. Okay. So here is a report that we have built. This is for the Zomato's data set that we had. We were just going ahead and building a report, sample report based on whatever data was available on the online internet. And you can see that this is our report. Okay. And it's a simple report. You don't have to, stress too much, but there were a lot of things that we did behind the scene for the data model to bring the data model properly and connect them all together. The data was coming from different files, different sources, and you can see that our data is so nice and neat and clean. And that's how beautiful this data model is, powerful this data model is. So we want to go ahead and get things right, and then we want to go ahead and connect them all together. So look at this magic that happens here. If I click on a single, you know, visual with some, slices or details, you can see that everything changes. Yes, I click on something here and you can see that every related information is just getting filtered on every single visual. Be it a map, be it a chart like this, everything is getting connected and they are just getting filtered based on what I'm clicking. I'm clicking on this one, all the cuisines by, good rating, 771. That's the count I'm able to see. And you can see all of that getting, kind of filtered here, right? So that's how easy it is to go and work with Power BI. If you can just integrate and bring those details here, you have come up with a report. And this report is good enough, okay, for you to showcase to your client and say, hey, this is what I've come up with. What are your thoughts? Okay. Now, the way things work in a BI world and in a BI team is that, let's say you come up with this report, it's not the end of it. Okay. You'll have to go back to your client or the customer. You'll have to talk to your customer and he is going to go give you some changes. Let's say he does not like the red color that you have used. Yes, of course, Zomato is all red. The logo and other things are all red. But let's say he does not want you to use red color for this matter. So you want to go back and change that color. You will go and present that again. And this is how things work. Okay. So you will be creating a report. You'll be showcasing that report. There is going to be a, kind of a feedback received from your client or customer. You'll work on that feedback. then probably they will need a different report altogether. So you'll get a requirement for a different report. So you'll start working on that. So this is the life of a developer here. It's not just a report that you create and it is not going to change. The requirements are definitely going to change. There are going to be a lot of feedbacks and concerns coming from your report, and those are to be fixed. Okay, so this is an ongoing journey. I wouldn't say that I'll go and work on a report and that's the end of the world. No, it is going to be on going process, and you have to go and work on this. There will be refinements, there will be some more suggestion, there will be some more addition to this particular requirement. Things can happen in a lot of different ways, and that's how things work in a real-time project. Okay, yeah, that's how things work. That's what you'll be able to go and do. Will you be able to provide the sample resumes? Yes, we can do that. You can also get in touch with our team. We can certainly do that. I'll help you with that. Okay. So yes, you can certainly take, get in touch with our team. I'll go put the details here. So I'm just going to put this details here on my screen. Okay. Take a snapshot of this, keep it with you, or, you can just also revisit this recording and then you can understand what we have. So what we have here is the course that we are going to go through is going to be like 30 to 35 days of course. That's like almost 45 hours, 45 plus hours of course. That includes your lectures that I give. It includes the assignments that I give, the hands-on, the capstone projects that you work on. Everything included is 45 hours of training. So that's pretty much like 30 to 35 days in total, 1.5 hours per day. That's what we will do. And the timings are morning 8 a.m. to 9:30. We are thinking of having a evening batch as well. So if you miss this morning batch, you can join the evening batch, and then you can also go through that. I mean, timings are not yet fixed, but I'll just get to know that in some time. So we will try to do that way. So if you want a morning session or maybe an evening session, in both those sessions, we'll be covering the same topic. So we'll get to those details in some time after people enroll for those different time slots. We'll get to know that, and I'll definitely convey that to you. But for now, we are trying to start things on the morning session. So 8 to 9:30 is what is our slot, and the fee for this training is 15,000. You can get in touch with our team, and you can see how we can uh, you know kind of give you some discounts, or we can give you some other features with this particular fee. So just get in touch with our team and understand how that can be done. Okay. So that's one. If you're interested, you can go ahead and Google Pay or Phone Pay on this number. The name is Shiv Kumar, and just go ahead and enroll for that right away. And you can join this course. You are going to get the most out of this course. Don't worry. So, like I said, you'll be going through the Oracle related information. We'll go ahead and cover a lot of things on Power BI as well. This is a full-fledged course for Power BI. Oracle is just a prerequisite. So you have to know that a little bit in order to work in an industry-based project. So that's why we have included it. So it's kind of a package, I would say, SQL plus Power BI. That's what you're getting, and that's how this is all set up. Okay. So like I said, the batch is starting on 11th of October, Friday, the next Friday. And you can enroll, call, or WhatsApp us and understand if there is any queries. You can just do that here. Okay. So I'm just going to put this on the chat so that you can just have it and, kind of keep this as a reference. And also, talk to these people, talk to our team, and understand if there is any questions, anything that you want to get resolved, do get that resolved. Or if you want to talk to me on certain questions, you can also connect with them and ask for my, availability, and you can have a word with me as well before enrolling for this session. Okay. You can feel free to ask questions here. That's what we are setting up these forums for. So just go ahead and ask those questions if you have any. I see some chats coming up. I'll take that question up, but just feel free to unmute yourself and talk to me. Okay. Yeah, about myself, if I were to just kind of, tell you about myself, I have more than 14, 15 years of experience in the IT domain. I have been working on Power BI for more than 8 years now. I have worked on Power BI since it was a baby in the market. It was like 8, 9 years ago when this was just launched in the market. It was a very basic tool. It did not have too many features. I worked on that from that stage onwards, and I've seen this particular Power BI grow. And like I showed you in our slides, that's the leader in the market right now. So within the last 8 years, Imagine what has changed and what has gone into this tool in order to make it the leader in the market, right? So we are dealing with a tool from Microsoft. Yes, that's a big company, software company in the world, but it still has to do a lot of things in order to get to that leader's position. So if you look at the Gartner's quadrant for, like, 2014 or 2015, the Microsoft would be just kind of a niche player or kind of a visionary, but it went ahead and got itself into the leaders category way too ahead of anyone else. Tableau has been there in this particular market for more than 20, 30 years now. Okay. And Microsoft has just been there for 8 years. So imagine the gap. It has gone ahead and took over the giant in the BI space, and it is just doing all of this, very easily. So it's a very powerful tool, I would say. And I would like you to go ahead and kind of, look into this tool. There is a huge demand for this tool. And you may want to go ahead and, kind of, if you're thinking of doing this, enroll for this course. I'll be teaching you this course from a different perspective altogether, where you learn the best ways of approaching this tool and working with this tool. Okay. So, like I said, I'll be instructor for you, and I'll be taking you through this course, and that's what we will go ahead and do. Okay. So again, if you are interested, try to contact those details and through those numbers, and just visit our website as well. I've just given you that link as well, I believe. If not, I'm just going to do that one more time. Hold on. So just go through this link, understand what we have, and then we can certainly decide and come back. Okay. So for any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and also talk to me if you want. I will give you the required answers. If you feel that you need some more clarity on certain things, just go ahead and do that. Okay. So that's what I have. And if you have any questions, I am open to take that up. Let me know. We will just do the Q&A, and then we will wrap up this session. Any questions, anyone? Okay, I don't see a lot of participation here. Come on, guys. I want you to talk to me. Is it all clear? Or do you have any questions on on the demo that I've gave you just now? What is the starting CTC we can get as a fresher in Power BI? I would say somewhere close to 4.5 lakhs. That's the starting CTC that I'm looking for. But people or the organizations are ready to pay even more than that. Okay. So I would tell you, a 7-year experienced person in Power BI, like I said, this course, or this Power BI was launched in like 8 years ago. Power BI itself is just 8 years old, 8, 9 years old. And a guy who is just 7 years into this particular tool, he is drawing 40 lakhs per annum. Okay. I know him personally. He is my student. I have trained him, and he is getting 40 lakhs per annum. Just imagine that. Okay. So you have a huge growth in this particular tool, and you can just kind of switch jobs in 2 to 3 years, and your package is just going to doubly double. Okay. That's how we want to go and understand this. And it's a very good tool, in demand tool. And if you can just learn other technologies along with it, like SQL, that's again going to be one of the important databases or languages that you go and work on. That's one. The second thing that you want to do is, you also want to go and kind of connect yourself with the ecosystem, Microsoft's ecosystem, like Azure and other things. And if you have a lot of other cloud based technologies and other details added to this one, you will have the most strongest resume that you can go and ever build. And that's what we are talking about. Okay. So the person who have just quoted 40 lakhs per annum, 7 years experience, that guy is fully into Azure and Power BI and SQL. That's it. So you can go and master these technologies, and you will be the master in Power BI. So I would say that way. And like I said, it has a huge potential, huge demand, and that's what we are looking at. Okay. Okay, I've completed my BTech in 2016, no work experience. Can I find a job with this course? Yes, we can help you find a job. Okay. I've seen people, try to switch their career. Okay, I'm just giving you some examples and some scenarios here. So I've seen people switch their career. They will be into some non-technical roles, let's say data entry jobs, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering. They're completely not into IT background. I have seen people, and I've also, trained people who can switch to these jobs. Okay. They got into IT job very easily. All they had to do is go and learn a tool like Power BI. This tool can be learned individually. You don't have to really, know Excel or SQL. I said it's a prerequisite, but it's not mandatory. Okay. You can learn that in your job as well, but you will be learning Power BI as a separate and an individual tool as well. You can very well do that. Okay. So for the question here, yes, I want you to enroll for this course and you will be able to go and the only thing that you have to do is crack the interview. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Cracking the interview is the main thing here. If you have the right knowledge, if you have the right skills, there is no denying you into any organization. That's what I would say. So any fresher, anyone from a different background, and anyone who is not having so many of a work experience also, they can get into it. Not a problem. Okay, I've seen a lot of people do that. You just have to give a reason why you were not available for a job for some time. If that reason is fair and you want to get started right away and you have a skill that is required for you to go and showcase, then yes, it's all easy to get into a IT job, and that should be just fine. Okay. Yeah. And let's see, is Power BI enough to get jobs, or do we have to learn a few more technologies? I would say Power BI, SQL, and Excel. These are the three things that you have to know. uh, the Excel is kind of, it's a very simple tool. You can learn that, just some basic formulas and other things, and how you want to go out and add a filter, how you want to go out and do a VLOOKUP, some basic stuff that you go with Excel. We have to go and do that because you want to do analysis and you want to understand how to go get the details out of your data. So some type of analysis is required on an Excel level. That's what you will bring into Power BI as well. But I would say, Excel, SQL, Power BI are the only three things that you should know. SQL is something different and difficult to learn little bit, but it is going to be very easy if you put in those efforts. It's all about querying your database, getting the results out of your database, and you'll not be using too much of an SQL in a real world project. It's not going to be like a database administrator level kind of SQL. I would just say you will hardly use a select statement. Okay. Just go ahead and do a select statement and see how this is all there. You apply some filters on top of it, where clauses, group by, having, and all of those different clauses. And you just have to filter the data, get it to a certain shape. You're trying to analyze the data there as well, right? So what you did with Excel is what you do with your tool here as well. For example, you just want to go ahead and apply a filter here. Okay, let's just do an apply filter. And I want to go ahead and grab one of these, let's say, for example, order IDs. Okay, I want to filter that. And I want to understand, okay, who purchased what kind of a product. We are just going to do that in Excel. Now, pretty much the same thing, you will start doing it in SQL as well. You'll have to go and say, select staff from the orders table where order ID is equal to this. And you'll be looking at the lot of other details here, right? So this is what I want you to understand. The SQL part is more like your validation side of things. You're not going to full-fledged work on this just like that, but you may want to know this because a lot of organization use database for sure. You're not going to work with Excel files or CSV files or any other file system. You will be working with database. Okay. Imagine Amazon, the biggest e-commerce giant in the world. They're not going to use Excel files. Can you go and store all the data in an Excel file? You can hardly store just about this much amount of data. You can't go and load anything more than that. You can't have so many different files and manage so many different files, right? So you need to go and work on a database. Imagine Uber and Ola. Every single minute, they have so many different, transactions happening, bookings happening on a cab for a cab. Now, you can't go and expect that to be stored on a file. Yes, so they will be storing something on a database. It can be on a cloud system. It can be on an on-prem server, whatever that is. You want to go and understand how that is going to be set up. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. You need to understand, and eventually you'll have to learn SQL for sure, but it's not a prerequisite. You can learn Power BI separately as well, and you can go and look for the jobs. But yes, there is a need for you to learn Excel and SQL because a lot of people are asking SQL plus Power BI. That's something that I would like to say and convey. But otherwise, you can learn Power BI separately as well. Okay. All right. Any questions? Anyone? I am just taking up those questions from the chat box here. Is there any limitations in Power BI compared to Tableau? I would say Tableau has a lot of drawbacks. Okay, it's not Power BI that is lagging things here. Uh, I mean, I would say more like, uh, Tableau is a great tool with data visualization capabilities, right? So Tableau can do amazing things on a data visualization level. You can bring in amazing charts, custom charts, and the charts that you want. There is a separate forum for Tableau if you want to look at. You can just go ahead and look at that. There is this Tableau public forum. Okay, and you can go into that, and you will see that people are just kind of showcasing their work, and they are able to go ahead and give you that detail. Okay, just give me a minute. Let's do public.tableau.com. Okay. And you'll see that a lot of people are sharing their insights. So Tableau can create amazing visualization. Okay. But Power BI is good with ETL, I would say. Okay. Because ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading is what is important. And you have to handle the data better. Visualization is the next thing. You have to handle the data better. So I would say Power BI is doing amazing job with ETL. Plus, it has its own templates, like I said, right? So we can go ahead and bring out those details. I mean, you can beautify things as much you want. If you spend time onto this particular report, I can bring this out in an amazing fashion. Okay. So I'm just going ahead and laying things out in a very basic way. I'll go ahead and show you one more here if you don't mind. Just give me a minute. I'll just open this one here. So you will be able to go ahead and add more details and format a lot of, and then bring this details to a way different level. That's all possible. But what I'm saying here is data is to be, kind of managed properly, handled properly. So with that said, Power BI does a very good job there in order to go work with that ETL and other stuff. But it's not that good with Tableau there. Okay. So I have worked personally with Tableau. I have been a Tableau server administrator as well. I have managed Tableau and its products, and I've just gone ahead and worked with the data. Tableau really, gives us a lot of frustration, a lot of pain when we go and work with that. But Power BI is just a cloud-based environment where you kind of plug and play, and there is no activities. I mean, there is no concern about how the data is getting handled and what is the volume of data. It can handle all of that very easily, very seamlessly. That's what I say. Okay. Tableau is a good tool. I'm not saying that it's not a good tool, but it has its own limitations. And beyond that limitations, it just does not work good. Okay. But Power BI can handle that because data is the only thing that is causing all of this issue. So if you can handle the data better, this is an amazing tool as well. And you can do everything and anything that you want to do in Tableau inside Power BI as well. So it's a good tool. It's a very good competitor for Tableau. Power BI and Tableau are very good competitors. And yes, I mean, the market is running based on these tools. And I would say Tableau is much more powerful than, uh, Power BI is much more powerful in terms of handling the data, visualization, and every other aspects. It's much powerful than Tableau itself. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anything else? Anyone? Okay. So when you're learning Power BI, you are actually going ahead and learning this from a, I would say more of a data analyst perspective. But if you are a BA as well, this is going to be a very good add on to your resume or your skill set. Okay. So if you are a business analyst or a data analyst, this is a very good tool that you should learn, and you should have this in your resume for sure. Okay. So for a business analyst, though he is gathering the requirements, sharing that with the technical team, getting the things done, a lot of analysis goes behind the scene. And if you want to go and do all of that analysis and present those different details, I would say go and learn Power BI, and that's going to be a feather in your cap. That's what I can call it. And it's going to be a great addition to any BA or a data analyst. So just go ahead and, kind of think of it, enroll for that. And we have a course starting in sometime next week onwards. So see if you can just decide and enroll for that quickly. Okay. Because this is going to be a huge and also a long course. It goes like for a month or so, and you'll be just learning on a daily basis a few things, and then that will be just aggregated, and you'll have a very good thing and a lot of things added to your entire course content. So I would say just start looking into this. If you have any questions, like I said, you can try reaching out to those numbers. I'll just put them on the screen here. Just take a snapshot of that. You can just go ahead and, talk to these people. You can also ask for me, the Power BI trainer, and I'll be able to assist you with your, questions and queries. I'm just going to put this on the screen. Just let me increase the font size, and I'm just going to do that. Okay. Okay, I'm from an ETL testing background and I have 2.9 years of experience. I have 2 years gap in my career due to health issues. Can I get opportunity after this course? ETL plus Power BI is a very deadly combination. Okay. So what I'm talking about here is you have the foundations. All right. ETL is the foundation for this tool. You have the foundation, and yes, you should give it a try. And medical reasons are pretty much valid reasons. If you can just go and showcase that, highlight that, that's fine. Just talk about those health issues and you just tell them that you're looking for the job. And that's a valid reason. You can, yes, get into this particular industry again, and you should be able to go and find the job. So I would say ETL is a great foundation for you. Don't just leave that out. You don't want to get into ETL. I've struggled with ETL tools, and I know the world as well. I was a data warehouse engineer initially, then I moved on to these tools. So I know the life of a ETL developer. Okay, that's a hectic life. But Power BI is going to be a simple tool, easy tool to work with. With that ETL background, you will have a very good knowledge on how to work with Power BI. Okay. So yes, I would say learn this particular tool and go for those interviews, attend those interviews. You have a strong foundation. It's just about building on top of that. And yes, you can get into these industries. So just do that. And if you need some support, help from our sides, just let me know. If you wish to enroll, if you have not done Power BI course, just wish to enroll, just feel free to do that. Ask questions and we'll be able to help and clarify those questions. Okay. Yep. Any other questions? I see things coming on the chat. Just let me know. I want you to talk to me. If you can unmute and talk to me, that's fine. Okay. We had a great participation in the last demo that we had just few days ago. Okay. And we had a lot of people speaking, a lot of people asking a lot of questions. So I want that kind of a participation here. Anyone has any questions? So yes, I see some hand raises. Please go on, unmute yourself and you can talk to me.
Hello, hi.
Yeah, I'll just,
My
yes,
name is
please.
Anisha. I'm from Singapore. So, as I'm working here, so morning is a bit difficult to join.
Mm-hmm.
So, it would be better if the classes will be conducted by evening. So,
Yes, we are planning for a 8:30 session in the evening.
yeah.
If we get enough, enrollment for that, we will definitely have it. So yes, that
So,
that
the
will be
same
considered.
time,
Yeah,
11th October, it will be starting, right?
correct. 11th October. Yes, correct.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. So the plan is to have a morning session and also the same content or same will be covered in the evening session as well. So you'll have two sessions. If you miss out the morning session, you can, join the evening session and you can take it. I'm just working on the timing. I'm just trying to understand how many participants are looking for the evening session. If we have a good number of participation, yes, we will go and have that. Otherwise, we will definitely keep it for others, joining from different parts of the globe because the time zones may not be convenient. So yes, we will do that morning and evening, and we can certainly have the same topic covered in morning and evening, and that's how we plan to do this. So if you miss out the morning session, we'll go and have it in the evening session as well, and that's the way we are planning to do things. Okay. So yes, talk to us on these different aspects, understand what's your availability, and speak to us. If you have certain requirements or specific requirements, please do it and go ahead and post that and let us know. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. You can always go ahead and contact us and let us know. Will you provide complete job assistance? Yes, we'll provide complete job assistance. We have references. We'll refer you to these jobs. We'll tell you how to look for the jobs using LinkedIn and other platform. We'll just go ahead and give you the complete assistance. Okay. I'm telling you this, and this is coming from my, boss as well. So we are not guaranteeing you a job, but we will definitely push you into the right directions and will help you get the job. Okay. So, that's what I'm guaranteeing you. I'll tell you, and I'll kind of show you a way in which you can actually go ahead and search for those jobs, apply for those jobs, and you can certainly get results out of it. We also have a lot of references. We'll also give you those references, and you can apply for those different jobs, and you'll certainly be placed in some place. But like I said, it's not a job guarantee that we are giving. We will go and assist you on a 200 percentage fashion, and you'll just be, kind of given the opportunities and shown the paths and doors to these different opportunities. That's what we are guaranteeing you here. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? Classes will be on weekends as well. We are planning for a weekday batch for now. But yes, if we have enough people, we can start a weekend batch. We have not decided on that. This is going to be a weekday batch. And like I said, it's a morning and an evening slot. So you can join anytime that you feel comfortable and you can go with that. Okay. Any questions, anyone? And remember, it's not going to be a webinar kind of a session. All right. I'm not going to just mute all of you. I'm not going to be the only person talking. We will have an interactive session. It's going to be a more of an interactive session. You can talk to me during the session. You can stop me anywhere and ask those questions. So it's going to be an interactive session. So we'll not have a webinar kind of a session. It's what happens in a lot of other, you know, um, platforms, but we are not going to do it that way. All right. Any questions? Anyone? Okay. If no questions, I think we can wrap it up. I'll just give you this number again. Oops, just Control C. Let me just paste it on the chat. Just go ahead and look for, the course details in our website. I'm just going to paste the link of the website also on the chat. So just go ahead and, do that. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us through these numbers, talk to us. You can also, ask for me, Power BI trainer. Just ask for the Power BI trainer. I'll just, connect as well on this call, and I can clarify any questions that you have. So feel free to do so. And we are starting from next Friday. Just remember that. If you have anything that you can confirm before that, that would be great. We will be starting from 11th of October. All right. Yes. So any questions before we close? I think we can wrap it up if there are no questions, but anything, any last minute questions otherwise? All right. Okay. So if there are no questions, yes, let's go ahead and wrap this demo up, and we'll see if we can demo or plan for another demo or so. If you want to go ahead and, enroll for that or join that, that would be okay. But otherwise, we'll be starting next week, Friday, 11th of October. And it's going to be a morning slot and an evening slot. Like I said, just feel free to contact us and we'll give you those details for sure. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for your time. And, you know, you can go ahead and have all the questions and all the details requested through the numbers that I've shared. So yes, let's just do that way. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. See you. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Thank you. Bye bye. See you.